Rank 15. That's pretty crappy. Wow, that's loud. Just get past all of this shit. Okay. Whoops. Who's here?
Hanjo versus Hanjo.
Those are on our type now. Hey, who's that handsome fella?
That's okay. What was that? If your opponent's hand is empty, well, that's never gonna fucking happen. Why does this guy have such shitty cards? Not bad. 3 mana, 5/5.
No look save.
I think this guy's gonna get wrecked. Ah, you fucker. Yeah, that could be wrong.
I'm on fire.
Job's done.
I'm on fire.
You can't hide from me. Hey, you need tickets?
Job's done.
Sharp gadgets and steel.
Join the clones or meet my fist.
Fight. Hog Riders!
Grady.
You paid, I protect.
We'll handle this.
Somebody on Twitch is trying to pass off XRD. What the fuck is XRD?
I'm not red.
$19 plus 10 is 29. This guy's dead on board. This guy's dead. He doesn't know it yet.
Should have paid.
Gotta tell you, I'm right
XRD is an anime fighter. He's trying to pass off XRD having the HP display being uneven. What is... I don't know, Jesus Christ. It's like... Gecko's like not even speaking English. Like I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Holy shit. Ah, that's not very good, I think. I was listening to a podcast on my way home about American Apparel. I guess there's a podcast called like Startup or something, which is exactly the kind of podcast that I like to shit on. But like one of my friends who's, well, is she really my friend? I'm not even sure if I've ever met her in person. She's a very smart woman. And she was saying that this podcast is pretty interesting, so I listened to it. And it's about Dove Charney. I don't know if you guys know the story of American Apparel, so Dove Charney is an interesting guy. Conversation started because I basically said American Apparel is going out of business, so I bought a bunch of stuff from them. And he's a scumbag. All of which I believe are true statements. You know. He is a scumbag. He's a scumbag who made a lot of money and then kind of, lost it all, right? I mean, he lost control of his own company. So if you don't know the story of American Apparel, and I guess maybe I don't know the story of American Apparel, like Dove Charney is obviously trying to convince me through his podcast that I don't know the story of American Apparel. And we will see, you know. But the generally accepted story of American Apparel, and the one that I'm mostly familiar with, like kind of indirectly, I don't really know his deal that well, to be fair, is this is a guy who is, you know, and I don't want to be unfair to him, right? This was a very successful guy. He started with effectively nothing. I mean, he came out of, I think he's from Montreal. That was one of the things I said to her, you know, sort of like, he's a scumbag, and if that isn't enough to make you dislike him, he's, you know, he's French-Canadian, too. It's like nobody likes French-Canadians. But his deal is he started a clothing company. He started out making t-shirts, selling t-shirts wholesale, mainly to silk screeners, I think. What is that? Can I take that? Oh shit, yes. This is glorious. This is fucking amazing. Holy shit. Oh fuck. Okay, that wasn't so glorious, because I totally just killed myself.
You have done a great service.
But, anyway, so... And he started with a company making crappy little t-shirts. And, I think Americans would recognize that he ended up with, it's fair to say, a fairly large company. American Apparel became a publicly listed company. It was definitely in the hundreds of millions of dollars at its peak. Now it's bankrupt, by the way. And I don't actually, like, because I never really cared that much. I don't really know the full story of how it managed to go from, you know, leader in making t-shirts to, well, to, like, complete failure, right? You know, it's not mince words. It failed. It's in the midst of going bankrupt as we speak. I probably should just give up. Because I killed I like hit myself for 15 points of damage on like turn 4. It's generally not a good way to start the game. But American Apparel made all their t-shirts in the United States. Actually, they made all their clothing in the United States, right? They had a big factory in downtown LA. At its peak, I think they employed somewhere between 8,000 to 10,000 people. The majority of those, of course, are, you know, in the factory workers. And what else is there to say about that? You know, his t-shirts are very good quality. I liked his t-shirts. I didn't like paying $30-40 for t-shirts, so I didn't own too many of his shirts. Now that he's going bankrupt, I own like 4, right? Although it's not him. It's not his company anymore. But now the company's going bankrupt, I've bought like, I think I bought 3 or 4 t-shirts and another couple of sweaters, you know, like 40% off. So a t-shirt costs like under 20 now, which is, well, I mean, I still don't like paying $20 for a t-shirt, but it's really good quality, so. Yeah, Jesus, Toomey, American Apparel's been going bankrupt for like months. If you know of one, like, in your area, you should go there, and you should see what they have on sale. Because, like I said, I bought like 6 or 7 pieces of clothing from them so far, you know? I mean, and, you know, they make good shirts. They really do. But, you know, American Apparel is kind of interesting. They were very successful with, like, the hipster kind of crowd. I mean, they were a thing before hipsters were a thing, right? They were definitely a thing before hipsters. They did their own advertising. They had a very weird advertising style. Like, their models were not, like, hot. They were mostly somewhere between... They're not quite hot. I don't really know how to describe it. They, all of their models in their billboards and their pictures and stuff were actual employees of the company. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they were usually they had a certain look to them. The ads themselves also had a certain look to them. It kind of had a weird, skeevy 80s porn look, which was entirely intentional. That was the aesthetic of Dov Charney, the creator of the company, right? I mean, it was really one of a kind. I mean, now, like, I imagine, like, there's a lot of people who have copied his style, right? But there really wasn't anything like it, I think, when it was going on. At least when he started, there wasn't anything else in retail like that.
Tired prizes.
I mean, I can't have too many fucking cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Holy shit, this is amazing. Wow, that's glorious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, I mean, it was like it's 80s porn. Like, it all looked like, it looked and felt like 80s porn, right? And these are employees of the company, you know? And, they expanded very rapidly. There are American Apparel stores, like, you know, everywhere, right? Worldwide, not even exaggerating. Huh. What do I want to do here? There's like nothing good here. I have too many big freaking cards. You know what? I'm just gonna have to give him for it. Yeah, I mean, his ads were always so sketchy, right? Like, they always looked sketchy, felt sketchy. What the heck is to be linking to? But, what is that? So, and then gradually, right? I mean, this is why he got fired. Okay, it came out that he's been fucking his employees. A lot of them. Of course, all women. Although, like, based on what I just heard, like, because he's on this podcast, right? I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was bi. Because he sounds pretty... He doesn't sound... I mean, that's a guy who's obsessed with fashion and t-shirts, okay? He may not... He might not be 100% heterosexual, just saying. He knows his shit, though, man. He's obviously really, really into fashion and t-shirts. Arguably in a way that... It's hard for me to believe that a heterosexual man would be that into t-shirts. But in any case, it's obvious he's really into it. What do I want to do here? So yeah, so he's fucking a lot of women at his company. Eventually, some of them, start filing sexual harassment lawsuits because that's what women do when they're fucking the owner of the company and the owner stops fucking them, or that kind of thing. I'm gonna lose this game. What can I do to maximize my quest? Okay, let's go. Do I have any other things I can do?
Oh, you're no fun.
It actually was not in the company rules not to fraternize because he ran the company, right? So he actually made people sign something saying that, that they were working in a highly sexually charged environment or some kind of shit like that. Which, by the way, is legally not enforceable because sexual harassment is sexual harassment. So just because someone signs something saying it's okay for my boss to sexually harass me, does not exempt you from federal law. But anyway, he got kicked out of his own company.
Victory or death!
See, the mistake you're making, Wada, is that you seem to be under the impression that I'm actually really paying a lot of attention to what I'm doing in the game. Oh, fuck. Wait, why am I not playing Tavern Brawl? Oh, fuck, I actually have to pay attention now. Oh, this deck is bad. And I forgot about patches, so I just lost 1 damage there. So, he had a lot of lawsuits on him, and in lawsuits all kinds of messy shit turns up, right? So there's women making all kinds of accusations, and some of them probably saw a payday. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. I mean, now some of you think I'm a misogynistic asshole, but the thing is, okay, you are working at this company, and your boss is like, you're giving him a blowjob, and you're still working there. I'm not 100% convinced that was completely not consensual, Like, if you're working there for years and years. But that's not how the law works, right? I mean, the fact is, he's their boss. He should not be fucking them. Period. I got 4 damage from hand and another 4 damage in my weapon, so even if he clears the board, I'll still win. And he's not going to clear the board. He's dead. Well, my accidental fuck up doesn't affect my ranking. I'm still going to be okay. Actually, he's dead on board anyway. I have 8 damage right here. I don't even need to pull out the prologues. Well, I mean, no, actually, the real reason he got fucked is because his company is publicly traded, okay? You know, American Apparel was on the stock exchange. I mean, now they're not because they're going bankrupt. See, when you have a publicly traded company... Now, if you own the company, you're not vulnerable to shareholder lawsuits if you own the company, right? I mean, individuals can still sue you, and the government can go after you, you know. But when you decide to publicly list your company, and everyone out there who owns a share of stock owns your company, that means each of those people can sue you for, what's the right word? They can sue you for doing a shitty job, basically. Doing things that are very obviously, you know, kind of fail the test of a very obvious, you know, like if you do something that is really, really stupid, you know, and you are losing them a lot of money, they can sue you for that. And fucking your employees definitely qualifies as that kind of behavior, right? I don't know the correct legal term for it, but it's just kind of like you can be sued in class action lawsuits by the shareholders. And you know, there's a lot of lawyers who love this shit, right? Because that's how you make a lot of money. You know, you don't make that much money when you represent this woman who got fucked by the boss of a privately owned company. I mean, you may make some money. If the company's making money, you're going to make money. But how much are you going to make? You know, the settlement's how much? $1 million? $2 million? Now, when you are representing 1,000 shareholders that are suing a billion-dollar company, right? I mean, I don't know if American Apparel was at $1 billion, but they were definitely in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Both in revenue and in you know, market cap. Okay, you're gonna make a lot more than $1 or $2 million in that settlement. The settlement itself is gonna be in the tens of millions. And as a lawyer, your piece of that, obviously, is probably more than the settlement of just that woman, you know, by herself. So, Doug Charney got fired from his own company, right? Because when you take on shareholders, you don't own 100% of your company anymore. You own some number, in this case, probably some number considerably less than 50%, because American Apparel expanded very fast. And then after that, sometime after he left, the company declared bankruptcy, which means that even though he owned shares of American Apparel, he had been kicked out. He wasn't running the company anymore, but he still owned a good piece of it. Well, and then that piece of it went to probably very close to zero overnight, right?
Pick a card. Any card.
Oh, fuck. Actually, that card does nothing for him because... So anyway, so I'm listening to this podcast about Dove Charney, and I'll, I guess, update you guys if I learn anything interesting. I mean, my opinion of Dove Charney, kind of, I mean, he is a scumbag, okay? He fucked a lot of 20-year-old women who are obviously probably not too smart, not too bright. Well, I mean, some of them maybe were smart, and they're smart enough to sue him and make a gazillion bucks out of that. But, in general, I think... he took advantage of a lot of probably dumb women. Okay. Now they're all consenting adults, right? So I'm not saying he's a rapist,
Colons are a girl's best
you know. But he's not a great guy. I would never want any future daughter of mine to meet Dev Charney. But I mean, if he could keep his dick in his pants, my impression is that he was a pretty good businessman, right? I mean, he built a business from nothing into a very, very successful brand. He knows his stuff. He made really good t-shirts. He's obviously still really into it. He's probably going to build another successful company. That's what it looks like he's doing. That's probably why he's getting, you know, that's probably why he agreed to be part of this podcast or whatever, you know, because he needs some PR. And I guess we'll just have to see how successful he is, you know.
Colons are a girl's best friend. Gadgets and Gazette always gets the same.
Shadows. Right.
So, we'll see how it goes. I am curious how, because eventually they are going to talk about all those girls that he fucked, I assume, in the podcast at some point. And then maybe we'll hear more about what his justification for all of that was. Which may very well be what I said, you know, sort of like, well, they're all adults, right?
I want answers.
I must remain hidden.
Ah,
Oh, you're no fun.
okay. And I think waifu's home, so I think they gotta... Okay, actually, why is she not coming in? She wants to eat Korean fried chicken tonight, so we're gonna go out to eat. I don't know if you guys know what Korean fried chicken is, but it's super great. Because of, I mean, at least in Southern California, Americans have apparently forgotten that fried chicken tastes a lot better if it's, you know, not coming out of a pressure cooker or a freezer or something, and is like actually freshly made. Yes, Whoopar, you've discovered our secret. I am a reproductive sex slave for my waifu. You get Korean fried chicken at a Korean fried chicken restaurant. Weirdly, Korean fried chicken restaurants often have names with, like, barbecue in the titles, which is really weird. Like, the one we're going to is, like, I think... I can't remember. There's another one near where I work called, like, Coco Barbecue Chicken, which is the most kind of misleading name you'd imagine, because I don't even think they do grilled chicken. They really only do fried chicken. I can make like the most annoying setup imaginable. I'm playing this card, and then on turn 3 playing this card. Turn 4 I can heal this back up. Unless this guy quits. Maybe this guy quit. No, they don't always say Korean fried chicken on the front. You have to know that they're a Korean fried chicken place. But, you know, like the little bowls with like pickled daikon radish on the table, you know, like when you walk in, might be kind of a giveaway. They typically do not say Korean fried chicken. They will usually say something barbecue chicken. And there's a certain aesthetic to them where you can tell that they're Korean fried chicken. I mean, you can tell, of course, when you look at the menu, because you know, I don't think there's any other kind of fried chicken that puts soy sauce in the batter, you know. Or like has fried chicken with like that's been all sauced up in this kind of like spicy orange sauce, like a, well, it's like the Korean chili sauce kind of a thing, you know. What is this guy doing? Oh, whoops, that's my turn. Sorry. Sorry!
That ain't good.
What did that guy just do? Oh, he looked for a potion. Wow, that's what a crappy thing to put a buff on. Shit. Is he gonna waste a potion on one of these? That would be pretty sad. Because these minions aren't worth anything. What are you doing? What is taking so fucking long?
Welcome to Gadget.
Huh. What was that good for? I think that was good for nothing. Holy shit. 7-9 Finja. That's a massive Finja. Hey! Are you hungry? Where are you? Come up. Let's talk for a minute. Yeah, I am streaming. I don't think that's gonna do anything for him. Oh wait, does he get to keep it permanently? He doesn't keep it permanently, he only keeps it until the end of the turn. Oh, well, he did destroy my little fun time, dude. Now what? Now what are you gonna do? You don't have another move. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you kill the 1/1? You'd only do that if you have a potion that's gonna destroy all my shit. Go ahead, play your little potion. Volcanic potion. Organic potion doesn't destroy my shit. It only destroys these little pieces of shit. We're probably gonna leave as soon as I lose this game. Is that honesty for you or what? What can he have? What potions can he have? He's got something. Does he have Flame Strike? Flame Strike doesn't kill this though. Doesn't kill this either. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to hearing the rest of the, the special on the startup podcast special on Dub Charney, just because, oh, fucking A. That was not very effective. Every turn I just buff my dudes, and then I play massively overpowered cards. He can't put something on the board, because if he does, I'll kill it, and I'll bring 2 guys out. Well, I guess he's not afraid. Just gonna keep doing this, Holy shit, why do I have another Finja in my deck? That's totally retarded. Super thanks for bringing American Apparel. That was awesome scarf on sale. A friend gifted me, but I lost because I'm awful. It's only $10 now instead of $28. Yeah, seriously. I mean, like, their stuff, they have good stuff. I mean, We're talking about American Apparel because, like, someone did a podcast that's like 6 episodes. I started listening to it. He's trying to go back into business. Of course, he's very sympathetic in the podcast, They mention, but don't really talk about how many women he fucked from his company, It was kind of like... But, there's like 5 more episodes, so I'm sure they're eventually going to get to the part where they talk about all the women that he fucked. And, like, because it got out in court, there's like, I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff, but of course they get all his explicit emails and phone text messages, and they just somehow got all leaked to the internet, right? So they get published onto the web, in addition to the stuff that actually made it to trial, because I think some of it went to trial. Alright, we're gonna go. Thanks for watching, guys. I might be back on later, Simeon. Nice chat, Marco. See, this scroll is saying, She said, "Oh wow,